Kia ora koutou. Welcome everybody to the Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center. We're here to broadcast the NZWIHL game between the Canterbury Inferno and the Wakatipu Wild. My name is Matt Chavez. I'm here today with
Bridie Gibbons.
And Bridie and I are going to call this afternoon's action here from the Alpine Ice here in Christchurch. So, Bridie, you're up here. You're going to give us a little bit of color. We're going to have a good conversation today and try to enjoy ourselves, I think. What do you expect today?
Oh, well, I think the Wakatipu, very strong team in the league, probably our strongest team so far, come off a really couple of good wins up in Auckland. Canterbury have a bit of a restructure this year, a lot of new blood through, a couple of hard losses down in Dunedin. They were close though, so I think the home advantage for these guys on the slightly slower ice in Canterbury will be an advantage to them. So yeah, make for a really interesting matchup between these two teams today.
And maybe you can tell us a little bit about the starting goalies for each side. I think we know who the Inferno goalie is.
Yep, Sarah Morgales. She's actually where's she from? Canada. She is out of Toronto, actually. Been over here for 2 or 3 years now. She's been with Inferno. It's her third season with the Inferno. Pretty strong goaltender for Canterbury, I'd say. Don't know who's starting for the Wakatipu Wild yet. All
right, well, we'll see how it goes. See who goes out there. We'll let everybody know. But in the meantime, we're going to come back as soon as the face-off is ready to go. We'll see you in just a second. Welcome back, everybody. First period action about to start here. The NZWIHL on YouTube. Puck drop in just a moment, and we're underway. Wild collecting the puck, but it's going to go back to the Inferno as both first lines get out on the ice and start to figure each other out quickly. That's Twig with it. She's pulling the puck. I was trying to get to the center of the ice there, but a big hit by Megan Gardner, kind of knocking her on her backside. Big start for the Inferno as Kloss comes across. She's onside. You know, there was a couple of questions about that by the folks in yellow. And Gardner with it. She gives it up. Twig with it. Twig can't pull the trigger. And Morgales gets away with one there as the turnover was deep, but no shot. That pass goes forward, and it goes a little bit past Bianca Luong. And that puck gets sent all the way down. It's going to go for an icing as long as one of the Inferno players is there and close enough for Woodyer-Smith. Holding on to it is an icing, and that's going to go to the other side. So, how are we thinking as far as pace so far?
Yeah, it's a cracking pace of the first shift of the game there. While getting it in deep a couple of times there, Inferno really pressuring them back, pulling it deep into their zone. Hopefully they can keep up this pace throughout the game.
Eccleton Allen pulls that out of the corner. Turned over to Hollier. Hollier sends it around the board. Goes up to number 71. Not on the roster yet. And then it goes back to Helmrich. And as the Wild try to get it out, that gets turned around, and it was kind of a wristy shot there by Eccleton Allen that goes in on the Wild goaltender. Did we get a number on the Wild goaltender? I think it was number 30. So it'll be Kimberly Feifel tonight in goal for the Wild. Face-off won by the Inferno, but it goes out to neutral. And a bit of a chase here. And that's a penalty coming up for a trip on the Inferno. We'll just wait and see when that gets touched up. But right now, the Wild in front, and that's a touch-up by Morgulis. And did you get a number on that one?
Yeah, I think that was number 78, 87, which has actually not been worn.
Boy, we got some deep jersey numbers here on this.
Oh, yeah, that was...
Is it Biergaard?
Yeah, that was Sam Biergaard.
Oh, okay. So Sam Biergaard is in the box for 2 minutes for tripping. An early penalty for the Inferno. And the Wild start their power play with the puck in the offensive zone. They hold on to the puck. And that is in the corner there for Twig. She gets it back after a blue line pass that goes back out to Hollier. Hollier takes it low, gives it up. Comes up the right side. I think that was Nelson in that cycle and Kemp. With the Inferno doing their best to dig that out. Barnett not quite able to, but it does go the length of the ice. And so there is, I don't understand why there's an icing call there. The linesman's going to realize very quickly that that was on the power play as she was trying to prevent a change, and the whistle came, but that's going to be a center ice face-off with a minute 18, I think it is, on the power play officially. There we go, and it gets restarted. But nobody changed for either side there, as that was an inadvertent whistle. Sent right back out and brought back in by Twig. She holds on to it, leaves it behind for Nelson. Nelson's got it. And a shot. And that gets behind Morgulis for a moment, and a shot wrists her in. That's low and gets blocked aside. Goes to the corner. Gordon with it. Gets it out to the point only. That comes back in. Shot and a goal. And that was, I want to say, yeah, it was Twig on that one that took the long wrister in. Let's see if we happen to catch that one on replay. But that is a power play goal. And let's see if we can take a look at it. Friday?
Yeah, I think they've used a lot of traffic in front there. A lot of traffic's in front. You can't see where on earth that's coming from. Straight into the top right.
And just like that, we're back in action with the Wild on a 1-0 lead. That gets flipped back out. 5-on-5 action now. The Inferno trying to throw that in, but it gets just over the board. Nearly takes out a goaltender for the Wild there. She does a funny dance, and the puck goes back out to neutral. 9-round. 9-round delivers the ultimate body transformation program for all fitness levels. Contact them today. 9-round. Wild win that one out at neutral. That center ice face-off gets thrown forward, but immediately caught by Kloss. The captain knocks it in to the sideboards on the far side. That doesn't quite stay in. That's going to go for offside. Kloss doesn't know it yet. Now she circles back out. Everybody's touched up, and the Wild bring it out. Hollier with it with some speed up the right side, but gives it up. And the Inferno try to work that out of their zone. Back out to neutral. Weeks with it. Weeks holds on to it. Throws it into the corner. There's a bit of a change up for the Wild as they get some fresh legs out. But this whole time, Weeks had held on to it, and that's going to go out into neutral. The Inferno with it. And that's sent back out to neutral, and the Inferno just digging away at it. That's Armiento trying to hold off 3 players. Couldn't quite do it. Goes into the offensive zone, but back out. And Rachel Wood kind of knocking that over to the side. It stays in the zone, and that's flipped forward as a shot. The Wild goaltender, that's Feifel, holds on to it with her glove and gets a face-off in. It's a lot of action there, Brady.
Yeah, they're here to play, that's for sure. I mean, there's a little bit of niggle between Barnett and one of their other players down low, I saw.
Something to watch for. And the Wild trying to get that out. They can't. White, no, they do, and Kemp has it. 2-on-1. The Twig with it. Out skating everybody. Shot and goal.
Top right, straight over the glove.
I mean, that's just hard skating, fast and mobile. And Twig with a second goal. It's early afternoon. Just over 5 minutes to go. Let's see if we can run that. That is, let's see, it comes all the way down the ice. But a good angle by Twig as she cuts over. And the defense can't catch up. And that's the second goal. Wild up 2-0. The Inferno needs something to get started. A shot, quick shot. That one's left out on the stick. That's a very dangerous play for the Wild there. But Gordon's shot didn't quite get through. And the Inferno look to get something going. That's turned over, though. Shot by Mills. That goes behind Morglis. That's turned back around. And another good hit. And Eccleton Allen trying to get a shot. That's in the crease. Kind of just bouncing around, but nobody home for the Inferno to knock it home. So it stays 2-0. And Hollier trying to get that out from behind the net. And a big hit there. There's going to be a penalty on this one. I think it was Kemp. Yeah, indeed, it was Kemp. That's going to be checking violation against Kemp. Another 2-minute penalty against the Wild. So as far as the women's game, obviously there's some differences, right?
Yeah. I mean, physicality is a part of it. Body checking like that, not so much.
Yeah, that was a pretty clear case, wasn't it? Yeah. And that was a funny face-off with the person that got the puck there for the Wild skating through the circle as they got started. But the Inferno hold the puck. Barnett with it at the point. Not sure who 23 is at the moment.
That's Steph Coveyson.
And then it goes back out to Barnett. Barnett's got to chase this one down because Twig's there again. She actually wins the race and gets the puck. Remember, there's still 1:28 to go on this power play for the Inferno. The Wild holding on to it. Hollier with it. Hollier just throwing it down. Still with a heavy forecheck, kind of ignoring the 5-on-4 the Wild are. And the Inferno take that in. That's Gardner with some speed. A shot. That gets behind and a goal.
Driving hard down that right-hand side of the rink.
And that wasn't
below the blocker.
Yeah, and it was a excellent shot by Gardner. And we'll see if we can take a look at this again and get a lot of hard skating by the Inferno to make this 2-1. Gardner plays this one the whole way. She holds on to it. Shot behind over the glove side, and that cuts the lead in half for the Wild. 2-1 is the score. Maddie Kerr with it. She sends it through the crease. That pass wasn't far from a Wild stick for a tip-in, but nobody home that time. And the Inferno trying to get that puck back out to neutral, but the back and forth action early here. That was offside for a moment, but everybody got caught up for the Wild, and now they got a turnover with the puck not in the offensive end with Weeks, but Weeks not able to do anything with it. A good defensive play by the Inferno. That's knocked out, but it does stay in. And Maddie Kerr is going to try to just keep that in the corner for a moment. It goes out to the point. Helmrich with it. But that goes all the way down. Nobody's on any kind of power play, so that's going to go for an icing against the Inferno. So the tempo's been kind of back and forth, but now it almost feels like the Inferno have caught up and figured things out a little bit.
Yeah, a bit of momentum swinging back to the Inferno's way the last probably 3 to 4 shifts.
And that face-off is won by the Inferno, and Woodyer-Smith puts it behind the net. That puck's held on to. A lot of forechecking here by the Wild. The Inferno beat it, but they go 1-on-2 and they get a change for most of the defense here and a couple of their forwards. The Wild break out 3-on-3. Shot and a glove save just in time by Morgulis as, let's see, was that Wallace coming up there? I didn't see.
It was Kelly Nielsen, I think.
Nielsen with a shot. So, yeah, just keep the Wild are grinding here. They keep getting shot after shot. But so far, the first two have been kind of individual efforts. And that's been the story of the game so far. That puck sent around to Gordon. Gordon at the half wall. And that puck's going to go behind the net again. And as that gets knocked out, the Wild hold on to it.
Possible high stick missed by the referee there.
And the Wild continue possession. That goes in front, but sent right back to the sidewall. And Pedrosa trying to get it behind, and it is held by Morgulis. And as action resumes, a shot, quick shot. That's knocked aside. The Inferno trying to get that out of their zone. Or throws it back in from the point. Barnett trying to chop that out. No, excuse me, that was Kloss. Kloss gets that knocked off her stick, but it goes up to Thompson. Knocked forward. And they have to reset. The Inferno back on side. They'll bring it in. Kloss with it. Kloss going around. Gardner asking for it. Gardner with a slap pass. That goes into the corner. No deflection. Another long shot in from the point. That's held on to by the Wild goaltender, Feifel. Everybody changing on this one as the legs are getting a little short and the skating a little bit slower than it had been in the last few minutes.
Yeah, the slowdown has settled into this game so far.
Yeah, and we're halfway through the first. A blistering tempo to this women's game. Just no stops at all, and they are truly enforcing that 15-second face-off rule. The Wild with the puck trying to get out of their zone. Heads up looking for a pass up to Nelson. It gets deflected just to the side, and Woodyer-Smith throws it around the boards, trying to get that back out. Comes into the middle, and that goes to neutral. Bit of an effort by the Inferno to just try to, well, I don't know if that was trying to get a penalty or just trying to skate through the person there, but Nelson ends up with it. She brings it back into her zone. It's back to neutral. Woodyer-Smith on her. Nelson looking for a pass. She gets it up to Twig. Great shot. That was a post, and not by much was that off. That really got by Morgulis, but it was just slightly off target. 1-on-4 as that puck goes into the offense, but the Inferno get a change. And that's knocked forward. And a shot on goal there. The Inferno just trying to get some opportunities. They're doing a great job of cycling the puck across the center line. Keeley with it. Keeley's going to take a low shot. That gets kicked aside. Goes back to Wood. Rachel Wood sends it out, but it gets deflected away. And the Wild on a bit of a break, 2-on-2, but that comes in. It doesn't quite come in the offensive zone, so they have to reset. And that puck's turned over. Wood was trying to get through the slot, but forgot the puck as she was going through. And the Wild trying to set something up in their offensive side. flipped out and clears to neutral. The Wild have to reset. Collier with it for just a moment. That gets sent back to Lucy Boniface. I believe related to Lachlan. We'll have to see. And that puck gets walked in by the Wild up the left side. Collier with it. And that's turned out. The Inferno looking to break 2-on-3 here. Up to Kloss. Kloss takes a shot. That's gloved and held for a stop in play. It was actually quite a shot here. Let me see if I can. That was. We'll turn this one around and see how this goes upstairs. Not even. I think that was actually going to sneak under the crossbar. It could have.
Could have. She was close there. Possibly slightly high, but might have snuck in.
Great shot, though. Either way, a great opportunity. Gardner with it at the point. She throws it forward, trying to get some traffic in front. That's held on to by Kloss. Kloss holds it, sends it back in. Helmer sends it from the corner into the sideboards, but Kloss collects it again for the Inferno. Teammates asking for a pass. Can't do that, but it goes out to neutral. And a good hit, but Twiggs got a great pass behind her. That goes in onside. Pass back to Twig, but behind her, Nelson looking for the 1-2, but couldn't pull it off. She's got the puck again. Nelson up the left side. Gets it stolen off of her, but it's just plugging away in the corner. And that gets sent around, but not quite out. The Wild hold on to it. They're getting a couple of changes, but that puck does trickle to neutral. Kemp's got it. She's going to send it back to Helmrich. And the Inferno trying to squeeze a few people out. A bit of a hit and a trip in the middle of the ice. But Gordon taking that one and trying to get something to it, but that comes right back out as everybody else gets fresh on the ice. Eckerton Allen looking at it for just a moment, and that comes in offside. I think it was Gordon that was just a touch keen past Biergard. Let's try that again. The face-off is going to be just outside the offensive zone. The linesman trying to back everybody up here. Biergard throws it aside. That goes to Hodge. Probably related to Lachlan Hodge too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Addison getting that defensive play started, but that gets behind her. And the Inferno look to break out. It's 2-on-3. A couple of changes behind them, so we'll see if they swat it in. No, they don't. It gets turned over. That's going to be an easy trip call. That is not a trip call. Never mind. And play continues as that board is open. That's dangerous as well. And the Inferno break out with the puck. They gain the zone, throw it in the corner, and get some changes here. An interesting sequence of play there, Brian.
Yeah, unorthodox with the gate opening.
Yeah, that's dangerous for everybody involved, but they got through it. Nobody pinching any fingers. And Nicklin just doing a good job holding that one in. Neely with it. And that gets passed forward. Sorry, I said Neely. It's Keeley on that one. Thank you for the quality on that one. I appreciate it. Britty's looking at me like, what are you doing? And a good shot there by Kloss. That goes off the goaltender's equipment. The Fightful saw it. It was a tight angle shot. It gets sent all the way down, but that's on target. Morgulus is going to knock it to the corner. No icing here.
Yeah, Finney really wrapping up some of their numbers of shots on goal. Not able to capitalise yet, but many opportunities, especially off those big rebounds through the centre.
And that gets passed up to Thompson. Thompson tries to get over the blue line, but can't. Kloss has to wait for just a second, then she throws it all the way in. A couple of changes for the Inferno. And the Wild look to break out. It's up to Nelson. Nelson's holding on to it. She skates around a couple of players. Nifty moves. Lots of circles. Up to Twig. And that gets intercepted. The Inferno take that one. 2-on-2 themselves, but that puck's left behind. And a bit of an advantage here for the Wild as they go 3-on-2, maybe 3-on-3, but a shot, high shot, and Morgulis gloves that one. A good opportunity by Kemp for the Wild, but held up by Morgulis. Brendan Hart Real Estate, 2023 sponsor of the Canterbury Inferno. Thank you, Brendan Hart. That puck goes all the way to the blue line, but it gets turned back by the Wild. They hold on to it on the left side. That's still Bobby Weeks with it. That's offside. Sent in, and that's played intentionally. We'll see if they move that on the other side or just call it offside. I think it's just going to be the old standard offside as Boniface touched that puck.
Close call. They're right just outside of the blue line there.
That wasn't by much, so I think maybe that's the... when they have the intentional offsides, that's pretty close, so I can see how they would do that. Wood to take this for the Inferno. She wins that face-off. That gets sent back out of the zone. 3-on-2 opportunity breaking for the Inferno. That gets sent up the left side. And it's Armiento trying to track that one down, but that goes past her. And Hollier skates that out of the zone, going by two defenders. Bennett leaves it behind. Hollier with it again. She can't hold on to it. Pass back out. Wood looks at it. It goes up and back to Wood at the red line. Armiento with it. She passes. And that goes through the middle, but it's turned over once again to Twig. 1-on-2. And a good move in front. She turned Morgulis off to the side, but couldn't pull the trigger. And that one goes by the boards. Wild still hold on to it offensively, but it's back out to neutral, and Kemp's going to take it in with some speed. Kemp holds on to it. Kemp takes a long shot. Morgulis sends it to the side into the corner. Held on by the Wild. Hold on to it for just a moment. That looks for a pass in front, but nobody home for the Wild. Then the Inferno have it. That gets knocked out of the zone, and the Inferno look to get a change. They asked for icing, but no, it was playable by the Wild. Their bench up in arms, but that's turned over in a very close shot. Sorry, Righty, who was that, number 23?
That was Steph Kovieson.
Kovieson with the, that was an opportune shot, and it kind of just flung itself up and nearly got behind Feifel there.
Yeah, I think she caught her a little off guard there.
Yeah, it was almost a wraparound type of surprise where it was just suddenly on the other side, but Feifel in a good spot and held on to it. Keeley sends it in up to Klaus. Klaus has it in the corner. Klaus holds it, cycles it back. And as the puck stays behind the net, that's held on, and a face-off coming with just under 1 minute to go in the first period. Some good action so far, Bridie.
Yeah, Inferno really trying to cycle down low there, trying to make the most of the time with the puck. Unfortunately, aren't able to get too many right on good target on the net from those angles they're trying to shoot out at the moment.
Yeah, they seem to keep coming out from the corner, which is part of the strategy, I think. Just dump it deep and get it back into the middle, and that middle hasn't quite worked out yet, but you can see the strategy working. That's held in by the Wild. And Barnett makes a good defensive play to keep that from becoming an odd man opportunity for the Wild. Back out to neutral. And that one's close. It does come out. Barnett getting it through. Sorry, Gardner having it for just a moment. And that gets knocked back. The Wild throw it in, but that's kicked away, and good effort there by Gardner. That gets a shot from the point. Time running out, 5 seconds to go here in the period. Gardner just chucks it in, but it's going to end there, center ice, with a long toss in by the Wild. 2-1 the score. The Wild 1 goal in front of the Inferno after 1. So, Brady, 20 minutes have gone by. They've gone by pretty quickly, but 3 goals. 3 goals from individual efforts. Pretty normal for a women's game, because it seems like a lot of times I see a couple of passes usually result in the best opportunities. These were all just one-on-ones.
Yeah, generally it's a bit more of a passing game between both of these teams. I know the Inferno traditionally have always had quite a good passing game, especially down low, and their attacking zone. Same with the Wild, though. I mean, once they get going, they really have some great team plays. But, yeah, like you said, there's just been a lot of individual effort that's really paid off for both of them.
Yeah, and I think the biggest difference for me right now between the two teams, Nelson and Twig, individual speed, that is going to be the difference. If the Inferno can limit the danger of that speed coming into the offensive zone, they'll be okay. If they can't, the Wild look like they could run wild over this type of a
They're looking
situation.
really dangerous with those two players, especially coming down the center of the ice. The Inferno really need to concentrate their defenders pushing those two players out wide, keeping them towards the boards and really limiting their shots. The angles, trying to get the angles really difficult for them. That's the best chance for them to try and shut down those players at the moment.
Well, let's see if that happens. We'll come back to you in about 12 minutes to bring you second period action between the Wakatipu Wild and the Canterbury Inferno. The Wild up 2-1 after 1. We'll see you in just a few minutes. Kia ora koutou katoa. Welcome back, everybody. It's the first intermission of this afternoon's game between the Wakatipu Wild and the Canterbury Inferno. And you know what that means? That means under 12 super hockey. So, well, let's see if we can go back to it here. Here we go. Today we have players from the Canterbury Ice Hockey Association's Under 12 Super League competing during this intermission with the captains in the blue jerseys and the Panthers in the black jerseys. These guys are out here a lot, too. They've been getting some good ice time, so good on them. Canterbury Ice Hockey Association has a Learn to Play program that offers a free trial session, gear included, for children interested in giving it a go. To learn more, just Google Canterbury Ice Hockey Association and visit the website, which is ciha.org.nz, to arrange a free session. These guys are always keen to be playing hockey here, and as the women come out of the locker room, we'll get a couple more minutes. Oh, that's a great save, by the way. Well done, Panthers. And we will be back with you in just a couple of minutes to call the second period. Thanks, everybody. Kia ora koutou. Welcome back, everybody. Let's give the Super 12 a bit of a hand here as they enjoy their blue puck hockey afternoon. If you've got kids under 12 and you want to give them an opportunity, it's a great way to do this. Fantastic program. Tom Fontaine collecting the goals for us. And his son, a regular player for the Red Devils for a long time and now has moved up to the Botany Storm. Thanks to him for taking care of all that. Bridie Gibbings here with us this afternoon. My name is Matt Chavez, of course. A lot of things to talk about after the first period here. A very interesting, we had a quick discussion as far as the individual skaters for the Wild. What do you think?
Yeah, well, the Wild have really shown a lot of individual skill in that first period. I think the key to the Inferno to shut those girls down, they need to really take control of that centre ice, cutting through when they're coming through the neutral zone into the Inferno zone. And getting on top of their rebounds, that's really something that the Inferno have kind of struggled with today.
And it's going to be interesting to see how the girls kind of react as far as that individual speed and how things move across the ice when they get the puck through neutral, the Wild, that is. So we're back underway. Second period action here in Christchurch. We'll get that score bug here up shortly. But it is 2-1 in favor of the Wild as we get started in the second period. Shot. And that's held up. That was Kovacin with an opportunity. Came close, but a good stop there by Feifel. And the Inferno starting out quickly in this second period.
Yeah, great pressure down low by Kavisen.
That's kind of swung back in there. Kavisen with another opportunity. Kloss has it, digging away. Zweifel holds on to it for another stop. The Inferno getting two really good opportunities here in the first 30 seconds. Let's see if we can get that back up there. No, we can't. Okay, so, interesting. A few technical issues here as we get things sorted out, but there's a game to call, so let's do that, right? Is that Biergaard on that one, or am I seeing that wrong? Anyway, face-off won by the Wild. And that's sent back out Addison Hodge with it for a moment. She's going to send it into zone. You can tell the ice is nice and slick right now as that puck slides nicely on a rainy day here in Canterbury. That gets passed in front and shot and a goal. Right place, right time, and a good rebound.
There's exactly those rebounds that those girls need to be picking up on.
And here comes the skate by the goal scorer, Biergaard. 2-2 the score.
Yeah, they came out hungry from that first shift, the Inferno. Really wanting it there, really getting pucks deep, getting the shots on, getting those rebounds.
Well, they did a great job there as far as getting a shot and then getting Zweifel to commit to that, to her right, and that puck came right out at the perfect spot for Biergaard. Turned around by the Wild and a wraparound opportunity, but couldn't quite skate it back was Twig. And that's going to go out to Kovison. Kovison has it through the ice, through the middle, but it gets picked away from her. Kemp has it. Kemp gains the zone. Gets deflected. Kemp's going to chase that down. But Kloss ends up with it in the corner. She's going to skate behind the net. Some forechecking there. Tried a one-handed pass, but it got intercepted. And a shot in front. It was more of a pass trying to get to, I think that was, well, not sure who that was. Number 35 for the Wild. There's Kovison leaving a dump pass there to Armiento. That just harmlessly goes around the goal. Barnett not able to keep it in. She throws it back. Woods got it. No, she doesn't. That actually goes all the way to the back boards. And the Wild look to break out. It goes up to Strain, Jesse Strain. And some strong encouragement from the Wild bench to get forward. That's still held in on the offensive zone for the Inferno, staying in with Gardner. And that's going to finally go back out to neutral. Strain with it. Strain gains the zone. And then that's swatted away by Barnett into the corner. A couple of changes for the Wild, desperately needed. That's a hand pass, but it's not to another Wild player. So play continues, and the Inferno have it. And that is offsides as Maddie Kerr takes that in. A couple of players just kind of lagging behind. And that's going to bring a face-off. So, Bridie, so far, so good for the Inferno, getting back to a 2-2 score.
Yeah, they came out the way they needed to. They were really, in order for them to stay in this game, they really needed to keep up the pace. Is exactly what they did in that first few shifts, and they were rewarded with that goal.
And that puck gets knocked off to Weeks as she's got it neutral, but turned back around. Biergaard takes it in. And that's stolen off of her and goes back out to neutral. Hayes with it for a moment. Hayes holds on to it. Wilder offside. They tag up. And the Inferno hold on to it. That puck goes out to Eccleton Allen, but she can't hold on to it. And Weeks skates behind looking for compatriot, but instead there's four Inferno players going back on a charge, and that's Feifel just kind of digs at it. She didn't quite have it covered up, but it was an early whistle.
It was. I was quite surprised that they called that so early, actually. It looked like the puck almost came out from underneath their glove as well.
Yeah, it did, and it was not a clean hold, and she was in a very difficult position to get back up.
Yeah.
But a quick whistle saves the Wild from any kind of opportunity, and that faceoff's held up because the referee was checking whether the post was correctly in the stanchion, and it looks like it was. Play continues. Wild win the faceoff. They pull that one out. Still 2-2 the score. And Nelson trying to get there first, but the Inferno send it around the kick plate and look for some sort of a distribution out. But Kloss with it, the captain not able to get it out of the zone. That's taken away. The Wild with it.
Referee up with.
Oh, there's a penalty. Yes, there is.
Kloss, I think.
That is a delayed penalty. And the Inferno trying to get a touch on it. They haven't yet. That is a touch for the Inferno. And a power play coming up for a hook. And that's going to send the Wild on a power play. And we'll see who's serving that for the Inferno. The hook is called.
Yeah, that's Kloss.
And Kloss is going to go serve that one. So 2-2 the score. Puck drop. That goes out to Hollier. She holds it in on the point, throws it around. Twig with it. And all the offensive guns on the ice for the Wild here. Twig leaves it to Nelson. Nelson trying to get around. Nelson Hollier. Hollier drags it in the corner. Cycles. Looks to get behind. Mills trying to get there, and that's held in. A great play by Kemp as she keeps it in the zone for the Wild. Another penalty coming up here. I'm not sure what the Inferno did there, but it might have been holding the stick. Not sure.
Barnett without a stick in front, doing this to try and... Oh.
And a goal. Well, that was an interesting one. That sequence will not include a penalty, but it is 3-2 for the Wild as Mills scores for the Wild on a scramble. It was Feifel was trying to get off the ice to get a 6-on-4, but it's going to pull somebody off. But I don't know. So that will cancel everybody, I do believe. We'll go back to 5-on-5 hockey in just a moment. Kogeson with that faceoff win takes it a long ways, trying to get a shot, and an immediate opportunity for Kloss as she's trying to make up for lost time. She holds on to the puck. That is knocked out to neutral. Woodyer-Smith holds on to it, but another call, another hook. But this time,
it's Kloss again.
It is Kloss again. Somebody's got to figure out what hooking is there, because that's at least two of them in under 2 minutes. That's usually if you go in the box for a 2-minute penalty, it's very rare that you get called for the same penalty in less than 2 minutes.
It's unusual.
It is very unusual.
It's
the
not a great
same
feeling.
penalty in less than
same.
2 minutes.
I know. I mean, it's never a great feeling when you've just come out of the penalty box and you're going straight back in. To go back in for the same offence, unusual.
Unusual. We'll go with that. Still trying to sort out some of the on-air difficulties here, but 3-2 is the score with a 2-minute power play. I'm not sure if they're calling for timeout here or somebody else to serve, but there's some discussion at the penalty box. Any idea what's going on over there?
I'm not sure what they're trying to figure out here.
That's an interesting one. The good part, though, Bridie, is that this has given me just a minute to sort things out, and I think I got the score bug back. So how's that?
Excellent.
All right. That was something else. Actually, while we're here, just waiting around. Cameras, yep, everything working. Okay, so I think we're back. That's a good sign. Don't know what that was, but that's why we have backups. So let's sort this out. We've got a 2-minute penalty on the board. I still don't understand what the discussion would be about. There was 2 minutes up for Kloss for hooking, and they're still trying to sort something out. Tell you what, I'll run through some sponsors just to kill some time because you do our ultimate design and renovation, specializing in aluminum windows. Oh wait, I got to say aluminium, right?
Yes, yeah.
Aluminium
Not in
windows,
North America now.
doors, conservatories, and windbreaks. Make sure you see them at ultimate-design.co.nz. Town planning. The future of planning starts here. Any architectural needs, give them a call or check them out at townplanning.co.nz. And let's not forget, in Rangiora, McAlpine's Miter 10 Mega. If you need any hardware in Rangiora, that's your place. Check them out, McAlpine's Miter 10 Mega in Rangiora, miter10.co.nz. You're not missing anything. The discussions continue. And the game is, for all intents and purposes, I mean, it's a free timeout for the Inferno. That's a good thing, right? But
yeah, these Inferno girls are going to really appreciate that extra time off, I think. It's been a hard pace for them to keep up with, so that extra few minutes, suck it up, taking some water, relax.
Well, it has certainly been interesting as far as the stop of all play. Now the players are getting sent back, so apparently they've got it sorted out. Can't see anything. I don't see any changes either.
I don't see any changes. Kloss is still in the bin. Still got the face-off down the Inferno end.
There you go. So power play for the Wild. 5-on-4 coming up here for 2 minutes as Kloss serves for hooking. Shot by the Wild there. That was Hollier with it at the blue line, but it was deflected immediately. And Kovison throws it to the point. Hollier holds it in. And now Kemp holds it against the board. Oh, no, turned right back, and it is not icing as the linesman put the arm in the air right away, but they did figure that one out. Minute 28 to go on this power play today. And the Inferno doing a good job of keeping the Wild a little bit.
Yeah, a strong back check by Kovison there.
Yeah, just not able to get anything offensively. Now that was touch, so it won't go for icing.
Yeah, the Wild just unable to try and get those passes to connect there.
Nelson holds that as she walked that out from the board, but turns it over, and that's going to go all the way down for some more time killing for the Inferno. Some good work. Remember, this is the short boards, so everybody's got to change the long way here in the second. The Wild finally take one in with some speed. Shot, and that is held by Morgulis. The shot by Kelly Nelson. Pretty easily seen. And again, that was one of those individual shots that just, that's been the danger today, but that was held well by Morgulis.
Yeah, she did well to get on top of that one.
Bobby Weeks takes that one, loses that face-off. That's sent around by the Inferno. That's going to go all the way out. Helmer trying to collect that one, but it's going to make its way all the way back to Feifel. And the Wild have to get reset. 20 seconds to go on this. That goes right back out. Weeks is going to collect that. Sent in. Wild touch up. Morgulis with the puck control. She leaves it. Ringed around, and that's going to go out as that's not held in by Helmrich. 5 seconds to go on the power play for the hook against Kloss. The Wild try to work it in. It does cross the line. They're okay here with the puck, and that was Pedrosa digging that out for the Wild. She still has it. Pedrosa with a pass. But the Inferno get it. They're going to break out. It is 5-on-5 hockey. And a shot and a goal.
Oh,
who was that?
That was Steph Covison coming hard down that left-hand lane.
Covison with the individual effort once again, but up the left side, crossing Feifel and getting a goal, tying it up just as the penalty ended. Let's see if we can catch that one as that gets skated all the way across. Let's see if I've got this one. No, that might be a little bit on the old side. So we'll go back to regular play here. Sorry about that. Nonetheless, 3-3 the goal, or the score, and the Inferno back to even against the Wild. Good drop pass there by the Wild, but that's turned over. No shot. Now a shot. Morgulis kicks it aside.
Just got a toe on that one, Morgulis.
And the Wild get that in neutral for a moment, but they can't quite set up. Kemp looking for it. That gets sent all the way around by Nelson, but they all go for a change, and the Inferno hold on to the puck. That puck up against the wall there. Couldn't quite see it for a moment. And that's going to get sent out and into neutral. Demi with it for just a moment. And as they try to get that out, the Wild keep that in the offensive zone for another opportunity. That one going behind, and that was Hollier with a good high shot, just barely missing the crossbar. And the Inferno look to skate this one out.
Looking for changes.
Yeah, Kloss holding on to that as long as she could. Turned over, but the Inferno had it for just a moment. Then it's turned right back around by Bennett. Bennett is going to go all the way in. Put it on Morgulis, but that's sticked aside. And the Inferno look to break out. Well, no, that's turned back over. Pedrosa had it for a moment, but now the Inferno do. Armiento taking it in on the left side. Armiento just keeping that puck right on her stick. She's upended. No call there. As she faced a double team. Hodge back on defense as Orr comes up the left. And now Hodge has it behind Morgulis' net. That's stolen. Out in front, an opportunity is shot. Can't see it. That's deflected away as Kerr took a shot. Morgulis couldn't really get any eyes on that one, but it all worked out for the Inferno. 3-3 still to score. And the Wild with an extended offensive opportunity here. And that gets knocked out to Helmrich at neutral. That puck just kind of left alone there for a moment. Passed over to Nelson. Nelson's got it. Nelson skates it in, gains the zone, comes up the right side, holds on to it one-handed, goes behind the net. Still holding on to it. Skating into the middle, trying to get some sort of a backhand on it. She gets it away, goes into Kemp. Kemp's going to hold on to it. A couple of changes. Twiggs back out on the ice looking for it right in the middle. A pass right to her. Two players right in front. Kemp actually got in front of Twiggs' pass. Boniface with it. Long slap pass in. But that's intercepted. It goes out to the left. Boniface collects it in neutral. Inferno with it. Gordon takes it in. That's onside. Eccleton Allen throws it forward. And now the Wild collect it. They send it over to the other side. A couple of Inferno players get together at the point over there and try to get that held in. And they just keep digging away at it. That puck just will not come out of the corner. Now it does. Covison with a kind of a swinger in front of the net. It was just to the left, looking for some sort of deflection. Didn't quite happen. Sent in from the point. That's deflected. Referee taking a keen look at what's going on over there, but nothing yet. Luong with it for just a moment. And now the Wild break out 4-on-2. Some skating as that gets passed around. Interesting coming in backwards. That's turned to the side. A long shot into Morgulis. She gloves it, holds on to it, and that holds up play.
Yeah, hard play down the boards there, just a bit of accidental.
There's a lot of physicality today. As the games that I've seen in the past just generally haven't been this just mostly body-on-body contact into the boards. Not really checking anybody, but definitely they're making nice and saying hello to each other.
Yeah, they're definitely getting a lot more physical this game. I was watching the Inferno game down and against the woman Phoenix, and yeah, this one's definitely a bit rougher than the past ones.
Well, I always find these types of games end up being a lot more entertaining because the skill kind of comes out of the girls when they are allowed to actually make some contact. When it's tightly called, it tends to be pretty...
yeah, they love it, you know?
Yeah, it's what it should be. It's exactly how hockey should be. I guess that came in offside. So what's the most physical battle you can remember being in?
Well, I got rocked by Jamie Jones last year before.
Yeah.
Last year, so end of last year. Ended up with a bit of a concussion. She really got me pretty good there.
Goodness, yeah. Give you a conk on that one. That's yeah. So Biergaard wins that one, but that gets turned around to the Wild quickly. It goes out to neutral. 3-3 still the score as we get down to about 7 minutes to go in this second period. Gardner tries to get that back out, but it's turned over. The Wild hold on to it. Pass through the slot, but it doesn't quite get all the way in. This will go for icing if it isn't collected. It is indeed. But that gets swung out by the Wild. Back to neutral, but Barnett brought it in. That is offside now. Now it clears, but the Wild have it. Biergaard digging it out. And Mills has it. Mills leaves it behind. And an opportunity. Armiento with it for just a moment. She's sent to the corner. The Wild kind of knocked that sprint away. And a 3-on-2 developing for the Wild. Mills with it. Mills looks for the pass. Had a good shooting lane there, but chose to pass.
Yeah, I probably would have taken that shooting option in that case. Teammate really wasn't in the best angle to take that shot.
No, she had her mind made up that was a pass right away, even though it's funny from up here, Brady, you see the angles. Shot, and that goes wide of the net. Out to Helmrich. No, not to Helmrich. That stays in the corner. She was skating nicely with it, but it didn't have the puck there, so it fooled me for a moment. And that goes off to Eccleton Allen. She gets it up, and that pass lazily left behind, and that's going to go to Nelson. Nelson passes it, but can't get it to Twig with any kind of opening. Now Kemp with it behind the net. And that's dumped out to neutral, but Helmrich is going to get there first for the Wild. Gardner back out on the ice.
Need to be careful there.
And that is going to be 6, isn't it?
Too many men.
Yeah, so 6 on the ice. As I saw Gardner pop out there, it was a little quick and a little, you just see the puck go by. It was
She was a little eager.
Very eager.
Very eager.
So the Inferno with a bench penalty here. It's going to be Addison Hodge is going to serve this one for the Inferno. 5-on-4 the scenario for 2 minutes here with just over 5 minutes to go in this second period. And we'll see if the Wild choose that side. And we get back underway with Weeks taking this face off. She loses that. The Inferno knock it around. It goes out to neutral, and that's a good start to the penalty kill for the Inferno. And Hollier's got it as she looks to get the offense set up for the Wild.
Just losing a little momentum there on the boards. Just not quite making those passes connect.
Who's that? It was that was the Wild, just not
Wild, yeah, just
generally
not quite getting those passes to connect that they were in the first period with their power plays seem to have just slipped back a little bit.
And that was an offsides as well, so just the same mistake coming in, being too keen to get over the blue line. But it feels like they're trying to get too perfect of a play and not dumping in the puck when it's not really there for them to skate it in.
Yeah, I think the ice surface they might be struggling with a little bit as well. It's definitely a slower ice surface, especially around the boards when they're getting caught up a little bit. These boards are a lot more dull than what they're used to down in Queenstown. So maybe just a few adjustments that they need to make there.
And we took one, I don't know if you felt that. You did notice that one. You didn't see it, did you?
I saw something come flying at me out of the corner of my eye, but I stayed still. I thought, it's going to hit me, it's going to hit me.
Yeah, if it gets up this high, that's a pretty good shot anyways. That's thrown all the way down. So I have been hit by a puck. I will just tell you, men's game, I did get one in the leg. But that one just hit the post right by Bridie, just below her feet, and it rocked the whole scaffolding setup we have here. Kemp trying to get that in, but that's knocked all the way back. Twig's going to have to get back to Feifel to get that puck. 53 seconds to go on this power play for the Wild. Still 3-3 the score. That's knocked aside with the trying to get a wrap around there. That goes out to Kerr. Back to Kemp. Nelson looking for a pass. No real pressure on Nelson there. The box, a very conservative and close 2-2 for the Inferno. They're just allowing it to come at them. And so far, that's working out really well. Maddie Kerr trying to get something started.
Well, I think,
up to Twig. Another penalty.
Penalty against Barnett, I think maybe a hook.
It is a hook indeed. So not what the Inferno needed at just 15 seconds to go in this power play. They had almost killed it off, but it's going to be Barnett going for 2 minutes for hooking, and that's going to be a 5-on-3 for 15 seconds. Yeah, the clock's a little bit off on the bug there. It is 15 seconds of 5-on-3, and then we'll let you know when that 5-on-4 comes back. That's sent around. It does not get out, but it's played out.
Oh, Kovisen out on her own.
Kovisen killing all of the 5-on-3 here. So that's a big deal for the Inferno to not have to face anything 5-on-3. But we are still 5-on-4 as the next power play being served. Nelson with it. Twig back to Nelson. In front, nobody home. That goes out to Hollier, and that's going to be deflected back out to neutral. Inferno with a good start here. Minute 15 seconds to go on the power play for the Wild. Maddie Kerr taking that in. She leaves it back, goes past Weeks, and it's going to go back to Hollier in the defensive zone. Wild come in 3-on-3 here.
Good hard low shot there by Kelly.
Kerr sends it around. Gardner trying to get it out. Tries to get it to Kloss. Kloss can't get there in time. That's going to be knocked just out of the zone. A good play by Megan Gardner. Kills some more time. 35 seconds to go on this power play. And that one's sent out. Another one by Gardner. And the Wild just not able to get anything sorted out for this power play. Morgulus loving it. That's actually a shot on goal. Well, good for Samantha Keeley on that one. That's turned over. Big turnover shot. What a good opportunity. That was Biergaard trying to get another one. That was just kicked aside. And the power play now over 5-on-5. And just as Barnett comes out of the box, she makes a good defensive play in order to ensure that there's no opportunity for the Wild. Back to 5-on-5, couple of changes. And a shot is held. And there's the whistle as a player gets a little bit closer, and they finally call that. 3-3 the score with 55 seconds to go in the second period.
Yeah, it was a good shot by Biergaard there. Sort of caught me off guard a little.
I think it caught everybody off guard. Well, except for Feifel.
And she did well to save that one.
That face-off won by the Inferno. Held in at the point. Goes to the corner. Kloss with it. Looking for a pass shot. That's deflected away. And that goes back out to neutral. Woodyer-Smith getting that away from the Wild player, and that's going to go down for Twig. And Twig's got it. Back to neutral, and Addison Hodge has that puck. She's going to hold on to it for just a minute. 20 seconds to go. Knocked around a little bit. Wild looking to get something going, but they're not able to. It's going out to neutral. 10 seconds to go in the second period. Helmrich and Orr have it. Orr's got it. Looking for a pass to the point. Comes in the zone. Held on. Turned over. And that is the end of the second period. 3-3 the score. And the Inferno making everything back up and tightening this game. Getting it back to even.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see them really keep, well, pleasantly surprised to see them keeping that pace that they really need to in order to stay in this game. The Wild just didn't quite fire the same way in that period as they did in the first. They came out really hard at the start of the game. Didn't quite see enough of that intensity to keep them up again and ahead of the Inferno in that second period, but interesting to see what happens in the third.
Did you see anything by the Wild there that led you to believe that there was a change in the way that the Inferno were playing defense, or did it just look like they were having a hard time getting their passes strung together?
It just looked like they were struggling to piece together their plays and connecting their passes. I think the Inferno probably put a little bit more pressure on them in this period. I think they settled into the game a little bit more than Inferno, and that maybe applied a little bit more pressure that the Wild probably weren't anticipating, like they did in the first. So that could be why, but it just didn't seem like they were clicking as well in that period.
I would agree with that entirely, and the scoreboard shows that same exact result, which is evened it up. 3-3 the score after two. We'll be back in about 12 minutes to bring you third period action between the Wakatipu Wild and the Canterbury Inferno, the NZWIHL on YouTube. See you soon. Kia ora koutou. Welcome back, everybody, to the Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center. My name is Matt Chavez. We're about to bring you the third period action. Friday getting welcome back. Third period action coming up. Tell us more about what you've seen so far.
I think the Wild really came out hard in that first period. I think they might have taken the foot off the gas a little bit in that second, and then Inferno were able to claw their way back. It'll be interesting to see the pace that the Wild come out with in the first sort of few shifts of this period. I think they're going to be really fired up. I think they're going to be a little bit disappointed with the way they played in that second period.
And just like that, Twig with it. She gets upended a little bit as the puck gets taken off her. It's a quick start for the Wild. Kloss has it now. Kloss trying to walk it in 1-on-2, but gives it up. Goes to Kemp. Kemp throws it back to neutral. And as they fight for that, comes all the way across the ice. And Long had it for just a moment. Then it goes back to Gardner. Gardner's going to take it out to neutral. Up to Kovison. Kovison can't hold on to it. Kloss has it. Kloss with a shot. Deflected up. Feifel keeping that away.
Yeah, she did well to get on top of that one, the Feifel.
And as that's passed back around to Kemp, it's deflected. And it goes out of the zone. And Barnett's going to collect that one for an icing call. That's going to go all the way back. No changes for the Wild, of course. And a couple of problems with the score bug again. So well, we'll get that figured out here in just a moment as action resumes. Kemp with it. Kemp throws it out. And that's going to be chased down by Woodyer-Smith. She's going to skate it all the way back around the net and get the Inferno set up for an offensive run here. He's sent back to Woodyer-Smith. She tries to get it around the side to Gordon. And that's kicked back to Gordon again. And Gordon takes it out of the zone. Wild kind of interrupt that move. And knocked behind. I think that was Biergaard that was just kind of knocked over there. Looked like a potential trip, but maybe I didn't see that one quite right. Hodge with it. Hodge gets it to neutral. Armiento with it. Looking for a pass. It gets deflected off her stick. Pass forward to Gordon. Gordon lets it go. Not sure if that's an ice. Doesn't look like it. And Helmrich with it. Helmrich sends it back around. Off to Keeley. I did it again.
Sam Keeley.
And Keeley's got it. That's Armiento skates by that one. Didn't see that coming through, and Bennett's got it for the Wild. Bennett gets the zone. And the Wild try to throw it back in. They were off sides for that moment. And Strain looks to throw it in. Bennett has it, but that's taken off her stick by Kloss. Kloss comes out to neutral. Holds that puck with a fantastic work. It looked like Pedrosa just lost her stick because she was trying to hold on to things.
She did a really good job angling Kloss down the boards there.
And as Hollier comes in, that is sitting right on the line.
Gardner just getting a stick to that just before it crossed the line.
It just spun in a very fortunate spot, but the Inferno keep it out, and it stays 3-3. Bennett charges after it again. She falls over, and play stops. They're going to call that a trip against Gardner. And Gardner's going to go for 2 minutes. And still 3-3 the score. Just trying to get the connection reset here. Go. Can I hand you this, Brady? There you go. Just hold on to it. You're fine. And that's thrown all the way out to kill some time. Good work by the Inferno to kill quite a bit of this start of the first power play in the third period. Twig coming in on the right side again. And as she loses the puck, it just ends up on Margulis' glove, and she stops play with 16:12 to go and 1:38 on the power play. Twig wins that face-off. Goes to Nelson. Nelson holds it for a long time there on that sideboard. Goes back to Twig. Tries to get it in front and hits a skate. It was dangerous for a moment for the Wild. They hold on to possession. Kemp's going to skate the blue line. Long shot in. That's off target. Hits the backboard. Bounces out. Another opportunity. That was Watts, I think, taking that shot. Then Kemp with it. Out to neutral. And the Wild recollect. Hoyer with it. Hoyer holding on to it with a diagonal skate through the offensive zone. Leaves it for Twig, and the Wild start to get more positional here, looking for some opportunities with 51 seconds to go on the power play. And that's going to get thrown all the way down to kill some more time and allow for a change for the Inferno.
The Wild really doing well in front of the net there, trying to create a screen. Inferno really having a tough time to keep him out of that slot.
And that gets knocked all the way around, and I have figured out the problem on the scorebug, the computer that was running it. Somebody decided to kick it, and it has run out of battery. Funny how that happens. Anyway, we'll get back to it. It is still 3-3 on the score with 15 seconds to go. Pedrosa's got it out at neutral. She's waiting for everybody on side. That got tried to throw it in, but Bennett has it now, and Kloss with it as Kloss clears it. There was no penalty on the board at the time, but because that was on target, no icing. And that's going to clear everything up and allow the additional change for the Inferno. And Biergard comes up the left side. Gordon skating hard all the way around the net, looking for a passing partner, but that gets deflected as it comes back into the middle. Goes out to the Wild. Forward to Mills. Gabby Mills tries to get a shot off. Margulis holds on to it as Mills was knocked away for just a moment, and we'll rejoin you in just a few seconds. As we rejoin action, the Inferno come up 2-on-3, a shot. Feifel able to knock it away. And Hollier with it. Hollier's going to skate it out. No, she passes it. Up to Nelson. Nelson gaining the zone. Behind her defender, and she scores.
Slipped that through. I don't know where.
Boy, that is a fantastic one-handed goal that just went right by Margulis, and that's going to make it 4-3. So while we're getting everything rebooted here, I'm actually going to take the score bug off just to make sure that we don't get any confusion. The score is 4-3, and that makes a go back to a Wild lead here as the Inferno give up a well, it wasn't a power play goal, was it?
No,
Friday.
no,
it was well after, but
well after.
But did it have? It seemed almost like it had an effect on it.
They had the momentum, yeah, and they carried it on throughout that power play out into the 5-on-5.
And the Wild continue through here. That gets turned back around by Woodyer Smith. Not quite out of the zone. Another shot that goes wide, looking for a deflection. Another shot in. That was by Alfie Orr. And then a shot in front, another one. Some opportunities here for the Wild.
3 shots right out in front there, 2 big juicy rebounds for them. Weren't quite able to capitalize.
Yeah, Bennett's just a little out of position, and the question here is, do they ice it or not? They don't. They actually just get it out of the zone. The Wild tag up. Rachel Wood's going to collect that one. Then that goes back to Addison Hodge. And Hodge holds for just a moment. 2 forecheckers, and that's going to go off the glass. That was close. That's skated back out of the zone. The Wild touch up, and the Wild come in again. A pass in front and another goal.
Straight to the 5-hole. They've really come out really hard in the last few shifts there, the Wild. Really playing like they mean it now.
Yeah, that particular one was a set up by the pass. It was Gabrielle Mills' goal, but the assist on that was key, as that was passed in front and getting Morgulus out of position. And we're off to 5-3 score for the Wild. And we'll get back to action here with a 2-goal lead for the Wild and 12 minutes, 18 seconds to go. And a penalty that quickly, right off the face-off. And it's going to be, I think that is Maddie Kerr is going to go for a hook. No, it is a trip officially. That's what it was. Hook, trip, whatever. Somebody got to fall over, and that's what happened. All right. So the Inferno with an opportunity to kind of get back on the things here. 5-on-4 opportunity for them. That's Kloss going around the side. Barnett holds it in. Long shot. That's deflected. Goes out to neutral. And Gardner waits long enough to get that reset. Thompson throws it in. And the Wild try to send that out. Kloss holds it a little high on the point there. And then a shot that's easily deflected away by Feifel. Kovison trying to get a hold of it, and that stays in with an adept stick by Barnett. And as that gets knocked all the way out, the Wild go for a change here that they desperately need with 1:08 to go on the power play. 5-3 the score. And the Inferno looking to try to get this back in to their offensive side as Biergaard hustles down the left. That puck stays on her stick, but it's given to one of her friends. And then Biergaard takes another shot, and Feifel holds on to it to stop play.
Applying a little bit more pressure now, the Inferno. Just coming down that left, really favouring that left side.
Yeah, which is interesting because it's been they've gone left except for Twig, who has favored the right side coming up the right angle, and it's worked out really well for them. That left-hand side has been the bread and butter for the Wild thus far, and that's going to go all the way back to 27 seconds to go on this power play. A lot of good forechecking by the Wild. And it's Pedrosa trying to put some pressure on. It's dumped in, and it'll be Hollier with it. Armiento trying to keep it in, but that goes right by her, and 5 seconds to go on this power play with Woodyer-Smith collecting and setting up the offense for the Inferno. 10 minutes and 12 seconds to go on the game clock.
Inferno just struggling to get out of their own zone there. Wild really playing a lot of pressure.
Yeah, been a lot of passes that have been short passes. They keep looking for short targets, and the long passes keep getting turned over this period. And you can see that the Wild just seem to be a little bit more aggressive in the neutral areas, in the neutral zone, and mostly that blue line. And boy, do they just really seem to be disrupting the flow of the Inferno here in this third period, with time running out on them. 5-3 the score with 9:30 to go. And that's a shot. That's knocked away from Morgulus. Kemp chases it down in the corner. And eventually that's collected by, is that Kovison in the back there? Yeah, and then puck, again, not quite out. And finally some relief there by Gardner. forcing the Wild to switch up players. The Inferno need to get this puck out of the zone quickly. Biergaard throws it forward and does just that. And that's knocked forward. That puck bounces around. Maddie Kerr with it, trying to get out in front. Although that pass goes the wrong direction, and the Inferno can break out 2-on-2 here. That's thrown forward. Thompson with it. Then it's sent back. That might go for icing, and it does indeed, as a good skate. Was really 50-50 on that. But it turns out that it works out for the Inferno, getting it a face-off in their offensive zone.
Yeah, haven't spent a lot of time down in their offensive end yet, the Inferno.
So they score 5-3. I think we might actually have the scoreboard working. We'll see. Let's see. 5-3, and we'll get the clock right here in a few minutes. And just when you thought it was going to work, it doesn't.
Oh!
And a shot and a score. 5-4 the score. And Bridie, who was that?
Norris Gordon. They shot, then followed up a rebound. Backhand.
And Gordon gets the fourth. So that's going to keep it nice and tidy for the Inferno in the end of this game. The Inferno coming back and again cutting this one in half. And
giving the assistant captain role this game as well, Norris Gordon.
Oh, there you go. Well, she is earning it there with the that situation and cutting the lead in half. So we're going to go without the score bug for the rest of the game here, unfortunately. And 5-4 the score for the Inferno. Shot in front.
Shot by Wood in front there. Unlucky, just came off the side of his stick a little. Looks like they've taken a bit of energy from that goal that Norris just scored, the Inferno.
And a 1-on-2 opportunity, but that puck gets pulled right off of Polly Bennett's stick as the Wild can't quite get through there. And a stop. I think that was for offsides. I'm not sure. Did you see that? How that went out of play?
Not sure how that one went out of play there, sorry.
So 5-4 the score. 7:37 to go this afternoon in the contest. Just a 1-goal deficit for the Inferno to try to make up here. And that puck won by the Inferno, thrown forward and turned over. Kovison walking that one through, and that's going to go up. Feifel thinking she had it the whole time. She thought she had that under her glove.
Supposed to get a hole in her glove, I think.
Didn't get a whistle, and that's because it had gone by her. The Wild with that, the puck in front. And that's going to go back out to neutral. Everybody's got to touch up. And that is 7 minutes to go in this afternoon's contest in the third period. The way we're going, we might go a little extra here. Twig with it. Good move, and another good move to try to pull that puck back and get a shot, but she never could pull the trigger.
Looks like we've got Kat Gordon on the ice. That's Norris, the goal scorer's mother, just out there off from a reserve position.
There you go. And that puck gets kind of stuck in the Zamboni doors, and the Wild get that back out, but it turns over at neutral. That puck pushed forward, and Eccleton Allen chases on the forecheck. That's held in on the blue line. An excellent hit by Samantha Keeley, but I think she's going to go for an elbow. I don't even think she realized she elbowed that.
I don't think she really meant much in that. No, I don't think she really, I think she was just coming through and just
it almost
up.
It was almost like she saw something coming, lifted her arm in defense, but it happened to be an elbow in the face, and that is going to mean a penalty for the Inferno at one of the worst times you can get it. There's 6:14 to go in the third period today, and that's going to be a 5-on-4 for the Wild. A pivotal point in the game here. Helmrich with it, sent forward, but it's deflected. Tried to get that out, but Helmrich held that in, then a deflection off the shin. That's going to go all the way out to neutral. Excellent block there by Biergaard as she disrupted the Wild, and they have to reset. There's some speed coming up the right side by Kemp. Kemp looking for a shot. She gets a good one as she crosses the slot zone, but
Barnett did really well to get back on top of that one.
And Margulis in the right spot on that one as that shot came through, deflected as it was, and that puck goes out to neutral, killing some more time. Minute 18 to go on the power play. Nelson throwing it forward. That puck disrupted for just a moment off Twig. Nelson's got it again. Looks at Orr, leaves it. No, she holds on to it. Nelson with a shot, high shot, and another shot.
Two good saves by Margulis.
Margulis holding on to it with a glove and stopping play with 5 minutes and 11 seconds to go. 58 seconds on the elbowing call to get through this power play. The Wild getting a couple of good opportunities here. They haven't put one away yet. Margulis gets that one in front. She tries to glove it, but it wasn't under her gear. Inferno still have it. And that's knocked all the way out. It's going to go all the way down the ice. Zweifels got to play this one. It was on target. And Hollier's got it. Hollier looking to get that out to Bennett. Bennett's just going to play it. Weeks has it. Back to Bennett's. Hollier can't hold it in. It goes up the neutral. And the Inferno trying to get to that, but they're not going to. 20 seconds to go on the power play. A good opportunity for them to just kill some time here. As that goes in, that may go for icing. Not sure if that is, it is not going to be called there. Not sure why. But Woodyer-Smith sends it around. And Kovison pushes it forward.
Back full strength Kovison with a shot. Oh.
And Feifel mishandles that one, but it goes up over the crossbar. That was the closest opportunity the Inferno haven't finished yet today. Have to be careful not to check Mills into the wall there.
That was Sam Keeley again. She has to be careful. Should do the same thing as Emma Kloss. Out of the bin, straight back in.
For the same thing, right. That's sent back to the right side. Pedrosa throws it in. That's deflected, hits the plexiglass, comes down. And the Inferno trying to get that out. They do. It is 5-on-5. That pass is going to go for icing if they call that, but Boniface is there fast enough that they clear it. And play continues. Nelson has the puck. She's going to skate through neutral. Nelson takes a shot and a goal. Takes the Gatorade bottle right off and makes it 6-4.
Great individual effort by there.
Yeah, Kelly Nelson just skating hard, but that shot was not going to be stopped. It was.
No, that's what she's known for. Ripping shots straight top corner.
Well, she did it again, and that's going to make it a 2-goal lead for the Wild. 6-4 the score with about just over 3 minutes to go. The Inferno needing to score something very quickly here to have a shot this afternoon. That face-off won and shot immediately by Kemp. Twing with it. Right in front, but Kemp can't close that out. Very closely to 7-4, but instead it stays 6 in favor of the Wild. And skated around behind the net. That's going to be Gardner trying to get that out, but that stays in. Kemp passes it. Inferno with it. And that's intercepted by Hollier. In front, Margot. No, it's kept by the Inferno, and that's just knocked out to neutral. Some very tired legs out there for the team in red. Kemp's got it. Kemp throws it in. That goes back out to neutral. Some changes happening there. Kloss coming back out on the ice. The Wild trying to get set up. They come into the zone, and that is Mills with it behind the net. That's past a wraparound opportunity, not quite there. And that shot knocked down. And the Inferno break out 2-on-1. Covison with it. She heads to the corner, though, and can't get anything towards the net. Feifel not really challenged there, with good defense by the Wild.
Yeah, the pass was on there for Gardner from Covison then, but she tries to take it wide.
And Long gets a shot, a backhander with not much power, but it gets held up by Feifel, and a face-off.
Time out coming up for the Inferno.
And they do need it. It is 1 minute and 27 seconds to go in this afternoon's contest. If they can't score 2 goals, it'll be over. It's 6-4. And we'll see if they choose to go empty net or not. We'll see. But at this point, Coach Sanford's having a quick discussion, and they're trying to draw up a play to cut the lead back in half again. But at 6-4, it is getting a little bit late in the afternoon.
It's getting a little close. It's a big mountain to climb from here for the Inferno. Interesting that no one's shortened their benches either, from either team. Looks like Morgulus isn't going out, so they'll be starting off with a face-off in the Wild end without a goalie in the Inferno net.
And there it is, an empty net for the Inferno. And they're going to have 6 skaters, and they're going to need to get something done quickly here in 87 seconds to go in the third period, down 2 goals. Kloss passes it. Covison has it. Back to Kloss. Covison. Woodyer-Smith. Back to Kloss. Kloss walking it. Woodyer shot, and that almost got Feifel off. That was, Feifel was cutting across, and that puck was nearly redirected past her. And just like that, the Wild are concerned, and they're going to call a timeout. I actually didn't look at the board there in time, but I think it's about 50 seconds to go.
50. Mm-hmm.
So a timeout is the scenario now for the Wakatipu Wild. That'll go by pretty quickly here. There's only 5 seconds left in the timeout. Timeouts aren't much of anything in hockey, but they do stop play at the right time. And once again, they've got to get, well, there it is, 1:05 on the board. We do apologize for the score bug being a little bit off today. It is a bit of a technical issue. The score is 6-4. Don't take that 5-3 to heart. 6-4 the score. It is still 2 goals, but it's going to be Kloss to take this face-off. Gardner sends it all the way around. And 1 minute to go in this afternoon's third period. Right in front, Kloss with it, finds the puck. Shot by Gardner, that's deflected. Kloss collects in the corner. Kloss with it, wraparound attempt, not there. And a stop in play as Feifel's got the puck under the net, under the glove.
A little bit extra after that play too in front of the goal.
Yeah, I saw that. It was
maybe taking an exception to that play.
It was interesting, but nothing called. But certainly some competitive fire there. The Inferno win that one. Again, they're 6-on-5 at the moment with an empty net. And that is going to be a penalty against the Inferno. That will end this afternoon's proceedings effectively, as there's a hook that's going to be called with 28 seconds to go on Covison, it looks like, for the remainder of the afternoon. That means that Morgulus is going to go back out, and 10 net for the Inferno, with 6-4 being the score and 28 seconds to go. Twig to take this one. A couple of questions as to, there were too many skaters on the ice. That was the problem. Nobody'd come off for the 6-on-5, and then that puck goes out. That's going to kill some time here, but again, there's just not enough time for the Inferno.
Chased down hard by Ben. Oh.
No call there. That was
incidental, I think.
Barnett going down. That's going to go out to Nelson. Nelson with a shot. Good kick save there by Morgulis. Kloss with it. And Kloss is going to close out the game. And that is the end of the proceedings this afternoon, with the Wakatipu Wild winning this one 6-4 this afternoon here in Christchurch. Thoughts, Bridie?
Yeah, I think the Wild really picked it up in that third period. They did what they needed to do. They came here to win. Inferno probably the underdogs in this game. I think they fought really hard, especially through that second period. They really sort of believed in themselves, and they came really close, tying up the game. I think that the firepower from some of the star players in that Wild team really shone through in that last period, and took away the win.
And that is exactly how a road team comes in and gets a win. It's just class in the third period and closing out a game professionally. It's exactly what the Wild did today. The Inferno, I agree with you. They did give it a very good run, and they played great in the second period. Just a little bit behind in the third. Not much unlike myself here with the technical issues. So we'll give that an equal score. But this is going to finish up the afternoon's contest. Now, if you're in Christchurch, come out tomorrow, 4:45 puck drop. Inferno will play the Wild again tomorrow at the same time. And we'll be back here on the broadcast all the same as well. So, Bridie, thank you very much for joining me this afternoon.
Pleasure.
It's been absolutely fantastic. I guess we'll leave it there. We'll call it good, and then we'll catch up tomorrow at 4:45 puck drop. Final score, 6-4 for the Wakatipu Wild. We'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody.